Back in 2018, I put out a video sharing my complete Ganbare Goemon game collection, and in 2021 I made a follow-up where I showed all the memorabilia I have related to Goemon. I'm obviously a huge fan of the series, so despite having a pretty hefty Goemon haul already, I'm always looking for new items associated with Konami's legendary and mystical ninja, and I've been pretty busy in the 2 years since the last video. I've wanted to do a small update video on the collection for a while now, but with the recent news of Goodfeel's new Ganbare Goemon's spiritual successor, Otogi Katsugeki Mameda no Bakeru, Orakuru Saytarou no Sainan, a title that just rolls off the tongue, I figured the time was right to pull the trigger. I think the old collection videos are still serviceable, so I'll only talk about what I've picked up since the 2021 vid. Check those out later if you're curious. Anyway, here we go. Alright, let's start this off, and as you can see, I kinda set things up to convey the mood of the Ganbare Goemon series as best I could in my small, tiny apartment, with a kiseru pipe, some Japanese ryo, tatami mat, and these boxes here, which maybe we'll take a look at what's inside them later. First, things that I want to show in this video are a couple gifts that I got from people. The first thing here will be a cup, like a glass kind of cup here. There's Yae, there's Ebisumaru, Sasuke, and Goemon. This is I guess something maybe for tea or maybe for some hot shochu or something like that. But I got this from Kid Shoryuken, or at least the artist formerly known as Kid Shoryuken, now Mad Panic Gaming, Jim. I got this from him, and also, put this down for a second, this cool little acrylic stand of the heroes from Ganbare Goemon 2 for Super Famicom, and little items over here. The player select screen is one side, and then on the other side of this card is the ending screen with all the cast of characters. So there's no place to put it in here, so you just kind of have to lean it back against something. But these are items that I believe he picked up from the Konami pop-up shop, or one of them that they pop up here in Tokyo where he lives. I don't really have access to these things. I have to usually go online or travel down there, but I did meet up with him in 2022, and he just had these for me, and really appreciate it. Very thoughtful, and thanks a lot, man. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys haven't checked out his channel, I mean, I don't know, if you're here, you probably know who he is. So yeah, thanks a lot, man. These are awesome. And next up are a few items from Fan Gamer, and these were somebody helped get me these. These are Ganbare Goemon plushes, and let's kind of take a look at that. A little magnet here for his pipe, and this one has a Japanese ryo, and you just kind of stick it on there. And then this one's unopened, but this is actually a harder to find one. I think a limited edition with the little onigiri rice ball there. So very cool little doll from Fan Gamer. Fan Gamer makes really cool game merchandise, kind of memorabilia things, and also they have really great packages for games. And the other thing I got was also this shirt, which is large, a little sticker of that Tosa dog. But here's what the design would be. It's Ebisumaru and those weird Shikoku guys. And Heron Nobody, a guy who's been a friend of the channel for many years, also puts out some Goemon content himself on YouTube. He was just gonna give me these things as appreciation or something like that, but I couldn't accept that, so I traded in I had an extra Ganbare Goemon board game, so I think I still got the better end of the deal, but I appreciate the gesture, and I appreciate you getting these for me, and I'll talk about some things he's helped me with a little bit later too. But anyways, thank you very much, guys, for these cool items, and they're really awesome. This is something I picked up myself. It's a t-shirt. Actually, there are a lot of t-shirts that you can find on Amazon, the Konami shop, at least in Japan. This is a Goemon kind of Japanese pattern. I've worn it quite a few times already, but really cool. I love this kind of Japanese pattern design, but that's his head. There's one for Ebisumaru as well, and there's just a bunch of different designs. I actually have a sweater too that I need to pull out real quick, and I'll show that as well. But a lot of Goemon merchandise popping up here. Konami's trying to milk the series dry without making a new game, but cool shirt over there. And here's the sweater I was talking about. Just a kind of a classic Goemon pose here. I don't know how well that's getting picked up by the camera, but let's see. And there you go. There's a Ganbare Goemon. Like I said, there's a bunch of designs with this one, or like kind of similar poses, and they're not super expensive either. So if you're interested in that, take a look at the Japanese Amazon Konami page. Alright, in that last video I showed a lot of like pencils and erasers and kind of school supplies, and now I have something to put it all in. So here's a Ganbare Goemon pencil holder, pencil case. These are these long... This design is very popular, common in Japan. When I was a kid, actually, I had a lot of like robots and dinosaurs, and I think even a Sonic the Hedgehog one. Just a place for you to pop open and put all your pencils, your pens, your erasers. Usually there's a place for like a pencil sharpener that pops out, but this one doesn't have it, I think. I think the company that made this is Kutsuwa, but a lot of companies, I think even like Tombow made these, Mitsubishi. Doesn't have any markings, so I'm guessing this was just old dead stock, whatever, but I believe this was released around the time for the Ganbare Goemon animation, but that is some Goemon 4 artwork, I think, for Super Famicom, which, you know, that's what that's based on. And more school supplies. This one's unopened, but I have extra pencils here, so color pencils, and this is obviously the 3D character, so this must have come around 97 or 96 maybe 98. But yeah, like I said, it's unopened, and I don't have any plans on using these color pencils from Tombow. So yeah, more to add to the supplies that I'll never really use. But the nostalgia is real, kinda. This one over here I think is pretty cool. It's this big old board thing for the first N64 game. This is a pop advertisement, and if you look on the back, there's a little standee. So this is something that would have been in a store display or store shelf to advertise the game. Goemon doing his little kind of bow over here. Yeah, it's just it's a piece of merchandise that obviously wasn't for sale, and so it's hard to find these things. This looks like it's been unused. It's getting a little bit dirty just from age, but it's a very neat little piece of memorabilia, and I mean, Goemon fans are pretty diehard in Japan, and whenever you see one of these things on like online auctions, people tend to go crazy with them, but I actually found this for a very good deal, so hopefully someday I will open this and put it somewhere nice, but for now it's just gonna lean against something in my glass display case. Here's also another promotional item. I'm not sure if this was for people to take home or if it was for stores who are considering buying this, but this is the blasphemy. It's the Ganbare Goemon patchy slot, the first one anyway. It's a big pamphlet, colorful pamphlet, to kind of show off the screens in the game, the functions. If you open it up over here, it just kind of opens up. So it's really nicely done. You know, it's very impressive that Konami spent all this time and effort on their patchy slot and pachinko divisions back then. But what's cool about this is, if you pull this, it comes with a little DVD, and this has videos and advertisements, just like trailers or whatever, of the actual patchy slot machine. So if I haven't done it already, I'll put this up on my second channel, the Import Gaming for the Win Dump. But I mean, it's cool in a way, but it's just, if there were just normal games coming out with the patchy slot machines, the gambling machines, I'd be able to stomach it a little bit better, but anyway, we'll just put this away for now. Here's another promo pamphlet type thing. I don't know if this is like a Tokyo Game Show thing or another event, but Konami Game Catalog. The last video I also showed around the same era, a bigger size type one of this, but all the Konami hits from the early 90s. So you got Sparkster, Rocket Knight Adventures, God Medicine, Twinbee, I think Madara, and of course Goemon over here. So if you open it up, it's just kind of simply these really cool high quality colored advertisements. You got some Akamacho Dracula. Yeah, Konami did Dragon's Lair, the Super Nintendo game. That game's, well, I won't say anything about that. Tiny Toons. But if you go all the way to the back, you get a little bit of Ganbare Goemon 2, and yeah, that's it. So just a neat little collector's item from the past. Next up is another Konami advertising pamphlet or booklet. This is one of the Konami magazines. This is from July 1997. Then this would be also around the time of the first N64 game. And if you open it up, this is one of these things you took for free. I don't think these were sent to you in the mail. Just pick them up from the stores. What's funny is like a lot of companies, no, not a lot, but a few like Nintendo, they still have these large color pamphlets you can just kind of take home. Look at that amazing advertisement in the back. But back then, I guess these companies were making a lot of money, and it was probably super cheap to print these out. Here's the Goemon stuff. Here's part of it. This really weird manga over here with some questionable imagery and just kind of some information on some of the maps. So yeah, I mean, and the Game Boy game, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, so Konami magazine. There's a bunch of cool Goemon stuff in it. I think I have more, but I can't seem to find them. Next up is a notebook for I believe the Ganbare Goemon animation. Same thing as like the same characters as Goemon 4 on Super Famicom. I think this is a promotional item because there's no price. Typically, like things that are sold at retail have a price written down here. But yeah, nothing like that. But this is not the only notebook I picked up. I also have this one here. This was definitely a promotional notebook for the GBA re-release or ports of Ganbare Goemon 1 and 2 for Super Famicom. And this one, again, just a standard notebook. And it's a little activity for you to do on the back. No price, so I know for sure this one was a pre-order bonus type thing. As far as manga, I didn't pick up too much, but here's the Ganbare Goemon Jigoku Hen, or the Hell Scroll or Hell collection. There's like 2 in this series. There might be 3. I think there's just 2. But the same thing was it Obi, Hiroshi Obi, the main manga artist, did this, and it's kind of hard to find, but I did find this for a good deal. And here's the first volume of Ganbare Goemon 2 for our Kiteretsu Shogun Beginners for the Super Famicom, but here's the manga adaptation that you would have found probably in Bonbon Comics. But yeah, just two pieces of manga to add to the collection. And speaking of Bonbon Comics, well, here are 2 issues of Bonbon Comics. These are old, cheapo, kind of like kids comics from back in the day. I had one in one of the other previous videos, but it had a lot of video game content. And of course, as you see on the cover here and on here, this is October and November of '97. Ganbare Goemon was heavily featured, and so you get cool little information like this. Sometimes little cards that this one doesn't have anymore. A lot of cool kind of just pictures, and you get like kind of interviews of people who are making cool things. This one has the N64 game, some Rockman stuff in here, but here's the comic itself. Like I said, very cheap, just kind of like Jump Comics. So there's just so many different companies, especially back then, that would make these kind of comics for young boys. And so that's why you get a lot of video game characters. You got Pikachu over there too. And just take a look here. Some info on Goemon things. The anime. Here's a advertisement. Goi Goemon for that first N64 game. Cool time to be a fan of the series, but also just to be a young boy in Japan. So yeah, cool. These things are surprisingly pretty hard to find and actually kind of pricey. I might sell these off because I don't really need them. But yeah, I mean, it's because these were just something you'd read and your mom would toss out at the end of the month. So, Comic Bonbon. More books. This is the last of my books. Just some guides that I didn't have in the last video that I just picked up since then. Here's one for the first game for Super Famicom. Nothing too special. Here's one for the N64 game, the first one. And again, it's colorful. It's got a lot of cool portraits of the characters, maps, etc., etc., but nothing to write home about. And here's one for the the worst game in the entire series, in my opinion, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. So the first, I guess the second Game Boy game, I believe it's the second one, but the one that actually got released in the States and in Europe. So there you go. Let's take a look at this box over here. So this Senryo Bako, which would be the traditional kind of money carrying case. You see this in all the Goemon games as your big money pack. Let's pop it open. It'll be fun just to kind of I think I'm doing this right. There you go. There you go. Okay. So I actually bought these boxes as props for a series I was gonna do, but I never got around to doing it. So first off, let me move this stuff out of the way too, so we don't smash the tatami and the kiseru pipe. All right, let's open it up. And you got all this kid stuff in here. So these are all kind of like junk, I guess. I showed an Ebisumaru yo-yo in the last one, and here is a Yae and a Sasuke yo-yo set. So these were something that you'd buy, like in, I think, in a small little box at like a convenience store or supermarket. I think it would come with candy and a yo-yo. And so here's actually the little leaflet, little paper that came with it. I don't have Goemon. I've never seen a Goemon one, but I would love to get one. But it's got the characters doing little yo-yo stuff, little yo-yo tricks and tips. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I think this is also around, obviously, the time of the N64 game, because it's the 3D characters. That might have been peak popularity. Up next are a couple of, from the anime, little Keshigomu figures. These are also things that you'd get like in candy boxes, I believe. They're eraser figures. I think I never use them as an eraser, but pretty popular, kind of just cheap figurines. Seppuku Maru can use like a big figure, so I have a few of these, and they're in the last video as well, but these things are usually pretty cheap. The only ones that are expensive are Yae, really. But cool to have these, I guess. These are some cards for the Ganbare Goemon animation, just collection cards, trading cards, and these usually come with some sort of sticker in each one too. Thought about opening them up here on the on this video, but that might be kind of boring. But we'll put those aside. I have a sealed box of the thing anyway. This looks like it would be something that's fan made, but this is actually another pop-up shop design. Here's a girl on the train with her Goemon and Ebisumaru plushes and Goemon on a rooftop. Old school Goemon and some Ganbare Goemon here. The up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. There you go. Kind of focuses in a little bit. Pop-up shop. These were like another, I think, just a special anniversary type pop-up shop in Tokyo and maybe some other bigger cities, but I had to find this online. Got a good price for it, didn't pay more than what I would have paid there. But they had little pouches and t-shirts and a whole bunch of other keychain kind of things with the same design. This is the only one I have for it, and it's kind of cute. Put it on the shelf. And these keychains and this little pass case are also from pop-up shops. I believe these were in like, might have also been up, up, down, down, but at Tokyo Station and maybe some other bigger stations. I like these characters. I think they look adorable. This is something you put like your pass, basically your train pass or your Suica card. Very convenient to have. I'm probably never going to use it for that unless I get another one. And then here you go, the characters. It's very cute. Like I said, I like this design. It's like a kid drew it. It's got charm. Some stickers. I don't know where these came from. They might have been from a magazine or some sort of promotional thing. But some Goemon stickers. We just saw that picture there in that pop I had. And some more stickers. Obviously from the first N64 game era, so all those are probably from like 97-ish. So just a sheet of stickers. And then finally, here's a camera, and actually one of those, the pamphlet, the Goemon cover, Konami magazine had a campaign for winning this thing right here, this camera, which has Goemon on the cover and a little Powerful Pro baseball guy, Tokimeki Memorial characters. I think only 2,500 of these were produced, or at least given out. And when you open it up, it is a camera, a disposable camera, but not Goemon design. I don't know if this is the only design. The one they show in the magazine is this one, but it's unused, I guess. But this takes me back. Disposable cameras was something. Well, excuse me as I travel from the future, as my camera has technical difficulties. I figured I'd take the opportunity to share something that I got just a few days after filming this video. It's obviously a poster. I have 3 other posters from Ganbare Goemon, and this is the 4th one. Happy to add it to my collection. Let's take a look at it right now. That's a guy that, if you're not a hardcore fan, you're like, what does this have to do with Ganbare Goemon? But indeed, it is a Ganbare Goemon poster. Oedo Dai Kaiten for the PlayStation. I did a video on this. Happy to have this B2 size poster in the collection. It's one of those posters that you would have not been able to purchase, but they would use to advertise in stores. Just thought I'd share that. Let's go back to the past. Alright, and my camera overheated, but the show must go on. So, we're done talking about this box. Move this out of the way. And let's take a look at what's in the next Senryo Bako. So, it's a little bit heavy. It's pretty big. Alright, it's got a cooler looking lock than the other one. So, actually, like that. There you go. Should be okay. There you go. So let's open this one up, and you see I got a bunch of games in there. So first off, let's take a look at these two. These are regional variants. I finally got these. This is like I said, the worst game in the series in my opinion, but they got English releases. This is the PAL version, and this is the North American version. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. It's like that Zelda adventure type game. These I've been looking for. This one in particular, complete in box for so many years that I've never seen it. I haven't seen it since 97 or 98 maybe. But I found these in Japan on auction sites, and I think this was under 30 and this was under 15, so not bad. I think these kind of go for a lot more than that. But yeah, they're just not very good games, but working on getting all the regional variants as well. If you look here, this is not going to be in any particular order. This is the Konami best version of Ganbare Goemon 1 and 2. Was it Kisaksen or something like that? This is just the collection for GBA. This is a white box. The Konami best games had that look. Here's a variant for Boken Jidai Katsugeki Goemon, the PS2 action-adventure game. And this is one of, I think, 2 different variants, kind of best hits versions. There's one with a, not the black border for the Konami best selections, basically. More, like I said, just variants galore. The DS game, here's one where I had the price reduction to 2,900 yen, 2,000, and then this one was 1980, and it's just the same as the 2000, except there's a paper kind of sleeve over it. They did this, I think, with also the Super and PSP games and other games in Konami's lineup. Here's the variant that I got for the Famicom game, Karakuri Dochu. This just has the bragging of the 2 megabit kind of cart, but it's just the same game. As far as I know, none of these variants have any sort of like, or revisions have any sort of changes. I'm too lazy to look it up myself. This is another store. Like I had one for Oedo Dai Kaiten, but a store promotional sleeve for Uchu Kaizoku Gakugingu for PlayStation 1. Just another rare promotion item that's not really that cool, but it's kind of neat to have. This is the PS1 Books edition. This is brand new. You see it's faded on the spine, which is unfortunate, but these are those dumb ones which had no real, I think, back art. This one looks like it does though, but it must be the Obi. So yeah, PS1 Books version of that. Here's the best version of Kurunada Koi. I had this in the last one, but I picked up the extra manual that came with the PS1 Books version, so you do have like a proper manual for it. Great. And here's the Konami the best version of Oedo Dai Kaiten. And like I said, I'm not sure if there's any sort of revisions or changes, but probably not. Here is a CD for Kuribayashi Mie, who did one of the theme songs for the Ganbare Goemon animation. It's just, she did a lot of Konami songs, I think, back in the day, one of their idols, but nothing, we'll open it. Not super special, but, you know, it's Goemon related, so I figure I might as well pick it up. Oh look, there's a little card of her. And, yeah, I've not watched the Goemon anime all the way, just maybe like 1 episode or so I can't even tell you what the song is. But speaking of Goemon anime, here is volume 2 of the soundtrack as well. And I think there's one more Goemon anime soundtrack that I need, but I think this is usually the harder one to find out of all of them, so switch this over here. Yeah, maybe one day I'll sit down and watch these episodes, but I'm really not that interested, to be honest. Maybe I'm not a great Goemon fan after all. And finally, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And finally, we have some fan-made kind of items from the Goemon series. So starting it off, again, thanks to Hair on Nobody, who me and him had an arrangement trying to get these items. So I'll have doubles of all these things, except for the last one I'll show. So I'll send them off to him sometime soon. But these are fan-made goods, doujin goods. There's a little. Sometimes you'll find some cool things that fans have made. Tiny little pin badges, one of Goemon Yae. It's pretty cute. And here is a doujin Oedo shuffle. It's PG. It's safe. It's very cute. I really like the art style. And we'll just flip through it real quick. So that's nice. Glad that there are fans producing things, for the Goemon series. And the same artist. Here's a clear file that is pretty adorable. And over here, this one is the parental guidance moment. These are a couple of these are a couple of fan-made body pillows of Yae. And so I'm not going to show you what they look like. They're tamed by body pillow standards, and contrary to popular belief, I do not own a body pillow, or at least anything that work with these, like nothing lewd or risque. But those are kind of cool that these people have love for Yae. I mean, she's so cute. And then the last thing is a piece of art I picked up a while back. I buy some art sometimes here on Yahoo Auctions of like video game characters I like. This one was actually really cheap. I guess people didn't see it, but it's Yae in mermaid form, and it's pretty obvious why I wanted this for my collection. So yeah, that's it, everybody. My Ganbare Goemon pickups in the last couple years since the big collection video. Hope you guys found something you liked here. I'm always adding to this collection, just slow and sure. It's hard to find goods for the Goemon series. So thank you for watching if you made it this far. Thanks again to Hair on Nobody for helping me find some cool things, and Kid Shoryuken, Mad Panic Gaming for the awesome gifts. Appreciate it, and yeah, take care, and hopefully that new game from Goodfeel is going to be awesome. Anyway, take care. Jimmy Hapa. Bye.